It's time for Sports Xtra Extra.
This past February of 2024, I had the chance to travel down to Tampa to cover Yankees spring training, all held at George M. Steinbrenner Field. With that, I got a chance to sit down with pitcher Clay Holmes. Now, since being traded to the New York Yankees back in 2021, the 6'5" right-hander has become an all-star and has also locked in the role as Yankees closer, a title that he does not take lightly. And in our conversation on one of the side fields, we discuss everything from preparing for the season, fine-tuning his pitches, some really good stories out of the bullpen. Now, this was before Gerrit Cole got hurt. So he talks about, though, his relationship with Gerrit Cole, how he's learned so much about pitching from him and continues to learn about it as well. So this is complete and uncut, just me and Clay Holmes sitting down on two folding chairs at Yankee spring training. So, Clay, what did your offseason look like this year?
Yeah, early on I kind of went and saw some family and, kind of did my rounds with seeing some friends and family and small little vacation with my wife, and then kind of settled into a pretty good routine in Nashville. That's where I did all my training, my throwing, working out. So it's good. I found a good little routine there and got to spend some good months. Feel like I ended the year in a good spot. I was able to really build on it. So I feel like I'm ready and feel really good about coming to spring training.
So what do you learn from last year? I know the team was so upset the way it ended, but how do you take some things from your own experience and build on this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a very disappointing year last year in a lot of ways, but I think one thing that for one, like, health is a big thing. And I think just, making sure we stay on top of your health and your work and your routines, they really they make a difference. And I think it allows you to end the year strong. And I think it, as a team, the healthier we are, the better off we're going to be. And, we have some injuries last year that kind of set us back a little bit. But, I think we're very confident going this year. Just, a little bad taste in our mouth, and I think it kind of brings a little edge to this year, and I think we're really excited to show what we can do.
So while you're talking about health, I want to ask you some questions. Like, what are some of the things you do or that you've added to your routine off-season, in-season to keep you in that peak condition, keep your shoulder good and your arm good? Is there, or nutrition, is there anything that non-negotiable, Clay?
Yeah, I feel like I'm always dabbling in some of the new things, new technologies out there. There's like new stim machines that I've kind of liked using. You have the new PIMP machines that supposed to help with inflammation and type things.
What's that look like? What does that?
It's like a pulse, electromagnetic frequency. So it's kind of like a little burst of, kind of similar to the grounding stuff that you see. Obviously, I have a cold tub, sauna, and all that stuff. Then there's so many different tests, blood tests that you can do out there to really see kind of just kind of how healthy you are and things that you can kind of cater your diet to. You can go as far down the health kind of rabbit hole as you want, but it's fun. I think it's especially when you start to see some of the benefits from it, on the field. It's a fun thing to really dive into.
When you're working out this off season, do you have any particular pitches that you were trying to refine or add to your arsenal?
I would say more so refining, nothing really adding. Obviously the sinker is kind of my pitch and what my arsenal is built off of. But just really getting comfortable with the two sliders that I throw. They've had pretty good success, and maybe there's some more room to use those. It's really just refining those and make sure they're in a good spot coming into spring training. And once you start throwing the hitters, you really start to get a gauge of where they're at and can go from there.
What is the biggest difference between your two sliders? Or is it the fine difference?
Yeah, they're two, in my eyes, two completely different pitches from the way I grip it. I throw the sweeper it has a lot more horizontal movement that kind of pairs off my sinker. And so it's a bigger slider, it's a little slower, a lot more horizontal movement. Then I throw the gyro slider that's it's really just kind of like a bullet spin slider where I'm using more of the velocity and the kind of the vertical drop to get hitters, which typically plays a little better to lefties, the big sweeper to righties. So I throw both to both sides, but it's nice to have, kind of one slider maybe geared toward a certain handed batter.
Do you ever think about the weight that is carried with the title New York Yankees closer?
I mean, definitely, you know the responsibility. I mean, I think every time you put on the pinstripes, you kind of feel the responsibility that comes with. I mean, there's a lot of tradition here. I mean, there's a lot of past. There's a standard here, and I think that's one thing that makes it exciting for a lot of players to play here, including me. But, at the end of the day, I know kind of what I do well. I know who I am as a pitcher, and for me, it's like, man, if I control those things, and I control my pitches, that, a lot of, things that can be distractions kind of fade away, and I think that enables me to, be, my best version on the mound, and ultimately it's, to help the team win, and I think it, puts the team in the best position, when I just really focus on what I can control and go out and play to my strengths, and just try to help the team win.
We've seen you come to New York and become a Major League Baseball all-star. Why do you thrive in this environment that's hard for some ball players to thrive in?
I think for me, it's just, I think this type of environment really, it makes me feel like the work matters, and it's meaningful. It means a lot to a lot of people, a lot of fans. I think just the fact that, I feel that it matters to a lot of people, that it kind of brings out the best in me. I've enjoyed playing with the Yankees in New York, and enjoy the just the atmosphere, the expectations. Obviously, you're not perfect, but you try to be, because you enjoy playing for that standard, and I think it pushes me to get better and keep evolving as a pitcher, and I think there's a lot of growth that comes with that.
The bullpen looks a little different this year. Caleb Ferguson, Victor Gonzalez, a couple lefties. So what do they add to you guys in the bullpen?
Definitely. I mean, two good lefties that have a lot of experience. Really good stuff. It's been exciting to get to know them a little bit and see them throw. So yeah, I think those will be two really, really good additions to our bullpen. They can throw in a lot of different situations, and like I said, they have some experience, and they've pitched in some big games. So huge additions to the bullpen, and we have a couple of guys coming back that we're really excited to be. So I think it's going to be a really good group. Maybe not some of the biggest and brightest names, but I think we're not short at all with the ability of what we can do down there.
I heard you're going to miss the atmosphere, though, when Wandy Peralta was in there. What are you going to miss about him just being in the bullpen?
Yeah, something about Wandy that just seeing him and hearing him just it made you smile, it made you laugh. It's something good to have in the bullpen. So much downtime, and you're together a lot. It's nice to have someone that kind of lightens the mood and makes people laugh. And he's one of a kind, and we're definitely going to miss him, but I think he's going to do well in San Diego. We're happy for him, and it's definitely a presence that we're going to miss. But I think we'll move on and we'll be good.
We've been hearing that a lot. Just his presence will be missed. Let's go back to the minor leagues, and that's where you and Gerrit Cole got to meet each other in the Pittsburgh Pirates system. What was it like for you to watch him pitch that Cy Young level season last year?
He was amazing just from start one all the way through. Obviously to win a Cy Young, there's a lot of games that you have to do well. There's not really any hiccups, and to see someone actually do that in person is pretty incredible. Just for just the amount of innings that he throws, and the quality of the innings, it's amazing. And like I said, obviously knowing Gerrit from Pittsburgh, he was my very first roommate in pro ball. It goes back, and just to see him then, obviously he's always had a lot of expectations on him, and to see him go out and be himself and do something that a lot of people expected, but it's still something that's it's really, really hard to do, and it's obviously well deserved, and super happy for him.
He's really taken it upon himself to help a lot of the young guys, and we've been seeing a lot already in spring training, just with the pitchers and catchers workouts. Going back, does he? You guys came up together. Does he offer you advice? Because he seems to want to give people insight. Does he do that?
Definitely. He's engaging. He wants to help. He wants to listen. But he's he's got a unique perspective that he can offer, and he's obviously very smart. So I think people listen, and people, you know, are welcoming and, you know, ears wide open, and to have someone of his caliber that's, you know, willing to step in and just be a sounding board and give advice. Really, I mean, every day he shows up, you know, he's ready to go, and I think just to have that in our clubhouse is just super valuable.
So what's the Yankees closer's reaction when you hear your team trades for Juan Soto and adds his lefty bat to the lineup?
It's huge. I mean, obviously, you know, people have been talking about it, but to actually, you know, see him here and you know, see him, you know, walking around, it's pretty incredible. Obviously, he's one of the best hitters in the game, and to know that, you know, he's in our lineup, it's you know, with him and Judge, you know, back to back, it's going to be a good feeling, but also it's going to be really super fun to watch for us as well. So, you know, we're excited, and you know, it's a huge addition for us.
What makes you believe Aaron Boone when he says that he is hell-bent to get this Yankees to win a World Series this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's what's talked about. It's what you know, what we work for, and you know, it hasn't happened in a while. But I think, you know, with that, there's a sense of urgency. Like, you know, we know that that's what we're here for, and we're going to do everything we can to do it. And I think it's something that excites players, and something that, you know, we know that it's going to take a lot to get there, but it, you know, starts now. And I think we're willing to do, you know, what it takes and put in the work, and excited to see where things go this year.
Awesome, Clay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Really appreciate it. Very insightful. Thanks.
Yes.